Welcome to Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm Josh Coan.
I'm Carter Burquest.
Today we're talking about our Minnesota Vikings, specifically Adam Thielen, who is absolutely destroying the NFL right now. This is 8 straight games with 100 or more receiving yards. Not only the best start to a season for a receiver, but now we're talking about tying Calvin Johnson for the most straight at any point in the season, most straight 100-yard games. That's a big deal to be in the conversation with Megatron. Is Adam Thielen the best receiver in the league right now? It sounds crazy to even say it from where he came from to what he's doing now, but he's putting up numbers with everybody. So is he the best receiver in the league right now, or is that crazy?
No, that's not crazy. That's what's the crazy part about it, is it's not crazy to say that. Is you can go on the street now and say Adam Thielen's the best receiver in the NFL, and you're not going to get laughed at. I mean, I think this is the huge talker right now, as this is something that's a lot of big news, especially here in Minnesota. Our hometown guy, hashtag one of us, somebody who really came from next to nothing to be what is now, we're having this debate that is he the best receiver in the NFL. And I think when you look at it in this year, yes, he is the best receiver in the NFL this year. Now, this has been maybe his first year. We know he had a great year last year and even the year before that, but this is the first year that I think he's really been in the conversation as the best receiver in the NFL. So I don't know that if I'm going to go and say overall over the course of 5 years who's the best, I don't know that I can put Thielen in that category yet. But this year, if you're looking at this year in a vacuum, absolutely he's the best receiver in the NFL. Not only leading in receptions, but in yards, making a huge difference. Is even in the MVP conversation, is making some incredible catches, is the ultimate team guy. All he wants to do is win, and it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy thinking about where Adam Thielen came from. And I liked him back when he was just on the practice squad. I was like, I hope he can make the roster, because it was a cool story, right? Now to where he is, he's not just a cool story anymore. It's not about being undrafted. It's not about going to Mankato State. He is up there as one of the best receivers in the league. But you're right, people would laugh at it before, and even earlier in the season, people would call me a homer if I said Thielen is even in the top 5, some people even top 10. But now you can have that legitimate discussion. Is he up there with Julio Jones, Antonio Brown? I would say right now, if the question is he the best receiver in the league now? The answer is yes. We talked about the reasons, you gave the stats, 8 straight 100-yard games. If he breaks Calvin Johnson's record next week against the Lions, would absolutely be incredible. But you can't dismiss him anymore. You can't knock him anymore. You can't say, well, he's not that athletic. The guy's plenty athletic and he's plenty fast. He's got the hands. Might be the best route runner in the NFL. He's always open. Even when he's not, he's making catches over guys. The only point that I can see people making is that he hasn't done it for a very long time. You mentioned this year is obviously a way better year than he's ever had. Last year was better. And if you made a list of these are the all-time receivers in the NFL, there are some active players that you could maybe put on that list eventually, guys like Julio Jones, Antonio Brown. You wouldn't put Thielen on that all-time list yet because he hasn't had the career span yet. And he might not because of the late start, so maybe at the end of his career he may not have the numbers that some of these other guys have. But right now, he's having the best season, and my response to people saying that he hasn't done it long enough is it's not like this is a fluke. It's not like he had a bunch of terrible seasons and then he had one great season and then he's going to go back to these terrible seasons. He's literally gotten better every single year he's been on the Vikings, even before he made the active roster, because he went from practice squad to special teams to kind of a 4th or 5th receiver to the 3rd guy to the 2nd receiver. He's legitimately the number 1 receiver, and every time he's gotten more opportunities, he's made the most of those opportunities. So I would say that yes, he's the best receiver in the league right now, and right now he is. And if you were to say you could have any receiver over the next couple of years, there's no reason that Adam Thielen shouldn't be that guy.
Yeah, 100%. I was actually reading an article the other day on ESPN, and they had some pretty ridiculous arguments as they are having this debate too. Is Thielen the best receiver in the NFL? And some people did. And then some of the people said, no, Thielen's not the best because he runs his routes out of the slot. And I want to just say, what does that have to do with anything? He's destroying everybody that he goes up against. Why does running his routes outside or inside have anything to do with being the best receiver in the NFL? The stats that he's put up this year, absolutely the best receiver in the NFL. Now, if you're looking at over the course of the last 3 years, you got, like you mentioned, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, guys like that. But this year, absolutely 100%. Thielen is the best receiver in the NFL, and I don't think you could make an argument otherwise when you're looking strictly at this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know what you guys think. Is Adam Thielen the best receiver in the NFL right now? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.